What's up, mama? We did it again.
My voice just don't do it like yours, huh?
Oh my God.
Yeah, oh boy.
That was worth the wait.
Say yo to mama.
Oh, good.
What's up, mama? We did it again. We did it again. Ooh, it was a great one. It was entertaining, that was for sure.
He's on the phone.
Sugar Ray got me through there though. 9, 10, 11. He made me get him out of there for sure.
All right, everyone. Mike. Hello, hello. Check, check. 1, 2, 1. Hello, hello.
Yeah.
Hello, hello.
Anyway, God bless you. I'll see you soon, mama.
All right, everybody. Thank you for hanging around for our post-fight press conference here. We're going to do a couple questions and then open it up to the media. I think we have a couple people working microphones there, so you guys are able to ask some questions. I see you back there, okay? It's hard for me to see, but just start talking when the time comes. But Frank, I'll start with you. Do you have your mic, or I think it's sitting right here behind you, maybe? Oh, yes. Hold on, we'll get one more. I think we have one more. Yes, you can absolutely share mine, not a problem. Frank, I know you're just still trying to catch your breath from what we just saw. How would you summarize what we witnessed tonight?
Boxing history. For me, it's one of the. It's the best live heavyweight fight I've seen. It was just amazing. 2 warriors in there who gave everything, and it was just so absorbing. My only regret is the Brits weren't here as well. Could you imagine what the atmosphere was marvelous? With the Brits here, it would have been even more special. But what a man he is. He is the standout heavyweight Tyson Fury of his generation, bar none.
Have you ever seen him perform better than what you saw tonight?
I have seen him perform better. I've seen him box better. But I'll tell you something. The heart, his heart and the bravery, he's just amazing. He's an amazing person, an amazing athlete. And boxing should be proud of him and proud of what he did tonight. And also Deontay Wilder. It took 2 guys to make this fight tonight.
Indeed it did. And Bob, you and I were chatting just a few moments ago, and I asked you, Bob, if you'd in all of your years in promoting boxing, if you've ever seen anything like this, or what fight maybe did this remind you of? And what did you tell me?
Well, Christina, first I want to apologize to all the fans who spent their money to see such a boring fight. Listen, I've been in this business 57 years promoting fights, and I truly have to say I have never seen a heavyweight fight as magnificent as this. And I am so proud of the man on my right. He showed heart, ability. He is truly a fighting man.
What
Thank you
kind
there,
of?
Bob.
Go
Thank you
ahead,
for the
yeah.
compliments.
I
Really
mean,
appreciate it.
sure, respond to that. I mean, this man who has been and seen it all, promoted the likes of Muhammad Ali, just giving you those compliments.
I'm absolutely humbled by Bob's words. Not a chance to look at the fight yet, but I anticipate it was a good fight. We were both down a few times, and it was edge of the seat stuff, Bob. Could have swung either way. But, you know, when it comes down to it, when I have to pull the chips out every time, I've delivered 33 times in a row, and I never let anyone down. I always give it me all, 100% tonight. I came into this fight tonight thinking, you can only do your best in life, and whatever's meant to be, whatever's destined, written in the stars for you will be. And that's it. I trained hard, I dedicated my life, and I got the victory tonight. And I just want to say thank you to God, and thank you to all my team and all that. And it was a great time. But I've been home for 2 weeks out the last 6 months. I just had a little daughter born. I didn't have the best preparations in camp, but I don't make excuses. You know, I came here, I was fit as a fiddle, and I was strong as an ox. So it was what it was. But now I'm going to go home and regroup and spend some well-earned time with my kids and my wife. And that's that. But without this man sat next to me here, this Sugar Hill, the big dog, I wouldn't have knocked him out tonight. He was like to me, in 9, 10, and 11, he was like, get this beep out of here. Stop messing around. He was like, the big dog gets him out late. And he pushed me to knock him out. He really did.
I was going to say, just now before Tyson said it, Sugar Hill, what a trainer.
Where's Sugar Hill's shirt?
Tremendous job tonight,
Well,
Sugar.
It's the genes. Sugar Hill has the right genes. Emmanuel Stewart, my dear friend, the late Emmanuel Stewart, the greatest trainer. Now his nephew. I mean, you really learn from Emmanuel.
Sugar, how would you describe what we witnessed tonight?
Say that one more time.
I know the echo makes it hard to
Yeah.
hear. I know. How would you describe what we witnessed tonight?
I describe this this fight that just happened as probably for me like one of the most exciting fights in history, especially in the heavyweight division. And you have the two biggest men in boxing go at it like that, put each other down, give it everything they got. And I have to, give all the credit to Deontay Wilder and his team, Malik Scott for stepping in and pushing him to where he was able, pushing him to what he was able to do today. And he showed a lot of heart, a lot of change, and I give it up to them for that. And on the other hand, big dog Tyson Fury got off the porch, got out there, got the job done, and that's what really matters. It's all about winning, and of course I like knockouts. I get that from my uncle Emmanuel. That's everything that he taught me. I've been living with him like about 35 years of my life, so I learned as much as I could with him, and he's like a father to me, so I watched everything. And I'm thankful for having to learn from him. Also being a gentleman and being professional too. I got a lot of that from him, and it allows me to make new friends out here, and to be able to, push Tyson, and to be able to make things exciting, just for boxing. With this fight that just happened, boxing is big and boxing is back. The heavyweight division is flourishing. Big time boxing, knockout time. Tyson Fury, big dog, Gypsy King. How about that, Shane?
Tyson, round 4, what was going through your mind after those 2 knockdowns?
Not a great deal. You go swimming and you're going to get wet. You mess with fire long enough, you'll get burned, I've had 3 fights with the biggest puncher in the history of my sport, in my division. And he caught me, he caught me twice in the 4th round. But I was never like thinking, oh, this is over. I was thinking, okay, good shot, but I will get you back in a minute. And I did. I was very conscious. Saw the ref go 3, 4, and I was always there, He shook me, he put me down, and that's boxing. And it's life as well. It's not about how many times you get put down or how many times you lose or win. It's about how you can come back and keep getting back up and keep moving forward. Like Rocky said, you've got to keep moving forward and in a positive manner and keep fighting. Not just in a boxing fight, but in life in general, because nothing's ever going to be easy. If you want something that's very hard to get, you've got to sacrifice and dedicate and keep pushing no matter what. And never let anybody tell you can't. Because tonight, again, time and time again, I show that it's very possible to achieve anything you ever want as long as you believe it in here.
Amen. And I know it's getting late, and I know you guys have a ton of questions over there, so we can turn it over now to the media. Everyone up here is available for questions. I see you back there.
Kevin Iole from Yahoo Sports. This is for Tyson. Congratulations, Tyson.
Thank you.
I wonder where you look at your place in boxing history and heavyweight history as a 6'9", 277-pound guy. I can't imagine there's too many heavyweights in the history of the sport that would be able to deal with you. How do you see your place when you look at the whole history of boxing?
I've always been one of these people who always says, I can never fight people from the past, so I'd never disrespect anybody. I can only beat whoever's in my era, and I've done that all my life. I don't like competing with other fighters from the past because it's fantasy and it's not reality. And I wouldn't like to disrespect any of the former champions, the long, long line of champions in the heavyweight, even from when heavyweights were like 185 pounds, right till today. I'd never disrespect any of them, and I respect the sport wholeheartedly. And let's just say I'm the lineal champion of my era, and I can only be the best of my day, and I've done that. I'm the best fighter in my era. I'm the generation fighter. I actually feel sorry for all these guys who's had to fight me, because I'm in the dressing room at home. I'm not nervous. It's a boxing fight to me. I feel sorry for them because they're fighting the fighter of the generation. That's for sure.
And Tyson, you follow the sport for a long time. So if you don't want to put your place in history, who are the heavyweights that you love the most and that you look at that you feel like stood above other guys?
There's a long, long line of them, and they go right back to John L. Sullivan, Jack Dempsey, Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis, Muhammad Ali, George Foreman, Ken Norton, Joe Frazier, all these guys, the Klitschko brothers. There's been so many great champions. Even the guys from today like Anthony Joshua and Alexander Usyk and myself and everybody else, they're all good champions. But without sounding too sharp and clever, I place myself right on top of the pile. I believe that I could beat anyone in the history. Any man born, I believe I've got a really good chance in beating him. There is always a way of beating Tyson Fury, and I've always said it very, very clearly. Just got to knock me spark out, and if you can't do that, I'll win, and that's it. But like I say, I can only be the best of my era, and I'm definitely that.
Sean?
Tyson, congrats on winning one of the greatest fights of all time. What would you say were Deontay's effective adjustments and improvements tonight? What did he do better than the first two fights?
What was that again? Can you say that again? Because I didn't hear you.
There's a really bad echo.
Oh,
it's really hard
Tyson,
to hear.
congratulations on winning one of the greatest fights of all time. What would you say were Deontay's effective adjustments and improvements from the first two fights tonight? That made it...
Yeah, I got it, Tom. Yeah, he improved. He worked on his boxing and stuff. It was a different fight, you know. It was a much different fight from fight 2 and a much different fight from fight 1. He came in real heavy tonight, like 238 pounds, and I believe that helped him, and he was definitely hitting solid. But you know what? I thought that we fought it all out there, and all the allegations that they made towards me, like throughout the build-up of this fight, and we fought like two warriors in there, and I went over to shake his hand and say, well done, and he was like, no, I don't respect you. I was like, how can you say I've cheated when you know in your own heart and your full team knows that you just got beat fair and square? So it's just like, he's just a sore loser in boxing or what, but I'm sure he's not the first one and he won't be the last one. But I've acted like a gentleman throughout my career, and that's all I can do as a man.
Straight back here, Tyson. Dan Raphael from The Ring magazine. You mentioned a few moments ago, you had mentioned Alexander Usyk, and I just wondered, I know the fight just ended, the great fight, but do you have any thoughts or desires in the future to face him for the Undisputed Championship, to get those other belts? I know you're the lineal champion, but he seems like the guy that you might want to fight next, or Joshua if he wins the rematch.
We'll see, you know. I've just earned a well-earned break from everything. Been away from my family for 6 months in total. Been home 2 weeks out of the last 6 months. So before I start thinking about fighting other men, I'm going to bask in this victory, because this tonight was one of my greatest wins. I got off the floor to do it, and you know, I'm the big dog in the division. I believe that probably one of the heaviest heavyweight champions in history tonight, 277 pounds. And you know, I was fit, I was strong in there, and I felt good. So yeah, we'll just see what today brings, and tomorrow as well.
Fair enough. One other question for you, Tyson. Frank mentioned it earlier when he made his opening remarks. I wondered how, it was a great crowd here and a great enthusiasm, but give me your thoughts about not being able to have the British fans that are so raucous and supportive of their fighters in the building to support you.
You know, it was a great atmosphere in here tonight. The fans were amazing, and everybody who bought a ticket in here got the money's worth, definitely. But you know, the British fans couldn't travel, and we saw the support that I had last time in Vegas. Vegas would have been full of Brits. We would sold this arena out 10 times if we'd have been allowed to travel. But you know, this is the pandemic, and worse things have happened at sea, and we'll see what happens next.
Mike Hoppinger, ESPN. Tyson, congrats on an amazing victory, and more importantly, maybe being in a great fight. And I'm wondering, I know you know your history as well as anyone for boxing. Does this mean a little more extra to you to be involved in such an amazing fight that people are going to talk about for years and years?
Yeah, it was a great fight. You know, rarely do we see heavyweight trilogies. I believe the last one was Riddick Bowe and Evander Holyfield, and those fights didn't disappoint either. They were great fights. Me and Wilder saga is done now, done for good, and it was definitely a historic trilogy for sure. Swung both ways, and both fighters had the opportunity to seize the moment, and it was just that I showed the initiative and dug deeper, and I wanted it more, because at the end of the day, when it comes down to that sort of fight, it's who's willing to push further. And I wasn't willing to let it go to the scorecards. I was definitely trying for a knockout.
And follow up real quick.
Hey, help me out. Like the video while you're here. At least we can get to 500. Thanks a lot.
Or that the ref didn't stop it, or the corner.
No, you know, Wilder's a very tough guy, and he's got heart, definitely got heart to keep going. But I think one of the ringside doctors or one of the commission people got in the ring at one stage to check he was okay. I'm not sure what was going on. I thought they might have pulled him out there, but he took a lot of punishment tonight, Deontay Wilder, and that puts a lot of mileage on the clock. So did I. I took a lot of punishment as well. I had some good shots, and I got put over and got back up, and it was just a great fight all in all, you know. Like Sugar said, you got to take your hat off to Wilder's team and him as well. He put up a good fight, and that's what I'm here for. I wasn't here to blow someone over in one round. I travelled the world for so many years to find challenges, and he gave me a real worthy challenge tonight, for sure.
Tyson. Gareth Davis from The Telegraph. I just wanted to ask you, could there be any consideration that this could be the end of your career and that you could walk away retired as the top of the era?
I can't really hear you there, Gareth.
Tyson, are you considering, or could you consider retiring even at this point?
Do you know what, Gareth? I'm going to go out and have a couple of drinks and relax. I'm not even thinking about boxing. Like I just said, I'm basking in this glory. Because last time after the fight too, I sort of like just went out, went to bed, and then got up the next day and flew home. And this has been a well-deserved victory tonight, and I'm going to enjoy it. I'm not thinking about anything else. And all the way through, people were trying to overlook Deontay Wilder. But not for one moment did I want to say that I'm going to overlook him or look at somebody else, because if I would have looked past Wilder tonight, he'd have been sat here and not me.
And after a thrilling contest like that, you must be incredibly proud of yourself, as you said, but are you really going to fall into a depression now?
I hope not. I'm going to try my best to keep positive and stay focused on being happy, and I've got a lot to be thankful for in my life. God's given me everything that I've ever asked for, and I've got a lot to be thankful for sure.
Thank you.
Tyson, Keith Idek from BoxingScene.com. I was just wondering what your thoughts are on if you think Deontay Wilder will fight again. He took a lot of punishment tonight and was viciously knocked out.
I've not seen the actual the knockout, but I felt it. You know, I felt like he was getting tired and he was getting fatigued, and I hit him solid with a crunching right hook right in the side of the temple. And shots like that, they end careers. And I just hope that he's okay. You know, he took a lot of punishment tonight with left uppercuts, right hooks, right hands, and yeah, it was definitely took some punishment. So we'll see what he can do in the future.
Hi Tyson, Allie Bailey with Bleacher Report. So about over 80% of the betting public tonight favored Wilder. What do you say to those who doubted you?
They always doubt.
Where did you get your statistics? I mean, Fury was a 3-1 favorite. It went down to 250 to 1. So where did you get that the public? I mean, really, this is serious. FanDuel, the greatest bet app, which is a sponsor of the fight. I mean, you're making up stuff. The public, look, this is Las Vegas. What you're talking about is that Tyson was a big favorite, so the small bettors who come in at the last minute bet the underdog. Right. I've seen 50 to 1 fights where there's more bet on the underdog in the last hour by the public. Believe me, the betting favored Tyson Fury.
All right, thank you.
Next time they know who to put their money on.
Yeah, like Frank said, next time they know who to put the money on if they want to keep it in the pocket and earn a few quid.
Is that a wrap? Are we done?
And another thing I'd like to address.
Tyson, any closing comments?
Yeah.
You, the lineal champion of the world, still undefeated. Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Enjoy some time with your family. Thank you for your class.
Thank you very much. Not bad for a feather duster, eh? Non-puncher. Clean one-punch knockouts. Get up there, my boy.
Sugar, congratulations. Enjoy some time, Bob.
Now is the time. Now is the time. He's been in. It was a hell of a fight. He's put in months preparing for the fight. It all came out great because of his heart and his belief in himself. I think this is the time to say good night and let him enjoy it with his friends, with his wife. And let's have a round of applause for the heavyweight champion of the world and the greatest fighter that we've seen in a long, long time.
And we'll
Get
see
up
you
there, my boy.
Yeah, give it up. We'll see you in Atlanta with Nico Ali Walsh on the 23rd. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much. I think they want to take a photo.
Good
Go
night,
ahead and
everybody.
close off here.
It's party time.
Why does Sugar Hill have his shirt off? All right, listen, let's talk for a little minute. You guys want to see the scorecards? Let's go through them. What do you want to start? Should we start with some highlights? Scorecards? Scroll through the LDBC channels, see what type of hell that they're in. Go through what's next. Wow, I mean, I'm still somewhat, still buzzing. You know, as I said in my post-fight video here, let me go full screen. I'm glad that it's over. The fight, the Fury versus Wilder rivalry became so ugly, racially ugly, from the excuses to, you know, let me get it off my chest. It never sat. Here is what was the straw that broke the camel's back for me. When JD's was the one who was in the locker room watching the gloves being wrapped, but yet Mark Breland, the black man, got fired. It just, you know, I really feel that Wilder showed real mental weakness. You know, somebody had to be the scapegoat, and it had to be Mark Breland. You know, he brought in Malik Scott at the first few rounds. Malik Scott shown, you know, that he was trying to teach Wilder something, but Tyson Fury said in the very first press conference, Malik Scott can teach him all whatever he wants, but eventually he's going to revert back to being the old Wilder. So for me, it was really difficult for me to cover Wilder versus Fury saga after all the racial shit started getting involved, and Wilder became this Messiah king to casual black boxing fans, and how people just was making up stuff. And I did a couple of studies, independent studies. I know you may say, what the fuck is this motherfucker talking about? But where I noticed a pattern of more and more people saying, you know what? Oh shit, I can make money if I say the same thing. Wilder had a big type of scam going on, not him, but I really feel his YouTube following, that they were using him as a scam. They knew that shit wasn't real. I think that should really be a 30 for 30 type of thing. I really think it should be a documentary on how all those rumors, they started on the internet, on YouTube. And then Wilder pops out of nowhere after he disappeared for a while, and it seemed like he started believing in the lies and started going with it. Because if you noticed, when he was doing interviews after the very first press conference, he only was doing interviews and being open with the people who were pushing the narrative. It was some weird. Now, people think that just because people be rich, don't mean they don't be weird. You see what I'm saying? So it just was a real ugly situation to where I noticed that, and even on my channel, you do Deontay Wilder videos, you make money. But I couldn't do that shit. I couldn't do it. I didn't want to talk about that glove shit. That shit was going on for way too long. And frankly, I got to be honest, I'm glad that it's over. You know, is it wrong to say that Deontay Wilder losing, is a good thing for all this bullshit that he started with the gloves and making up all that excuse? I don't like motherfuckers who be making excuses that you can't prove, especially when you're taking advantage of the weak, because you'd be surprised how many people don't know about the difference between horsehair gloves and other gloves. Go ahead, call me weird, but at the same time, I'm doing good in my life. And if y'all don't like my opinion, you don't have to be here, and that's the problem. But the thing is, I'm telling the truth. You know, it's a shame that it's like that, but people they really involved race in it to the point where, yes, Wilder is toxic. That's the best way to put it. Wilder was on some toxic shit. You know, and for casual fans, they'll look at the gloves and be like, why that glove flopping around like that? But they don't know, like, how gloves are. Like, the shit, like, it's weird. Like, it's all been a big scam. And the thing is, they was using that brother Deontay Wilder for money. And it feels like, to me, Wilder fell for it. Like, talking about the water being spiked. Do you know what that water's got to go through to get to the arena? The gloves got to go through to get to the arena. Now it's this big grand conspiracy, and the same people don't know who Al Heyman is. The same people don't know who Al Heyman is. So for me to believe that all this stuff went down under Al Heyman's nose, in my opinion, people may, not agree, but Al Heyman is one of the most powerful black men in the world. The MGM Grand, the Staples Center, the T-Mobile Arena. Floyd Mayweather broke ground at the T-Mobile Arena, like when it was just dirt, him, Dana White, and like some bigwigs. So to believe that all that went down under his nose and under the manager handler of Deontay Wilder, Shelly Finkel's nose, like that shit just was, it was off-putting. You see what I'm saying? So y'all can be mad at me all you want. Like, I'm not, like, put it this way. If it's two lines, right? One line's a long line, like Fury, he ain't cheat, all that bullshit. And it's like a short line. Like, the motherfuckers that was on that, like, he cheated shit, like, y'all in the short line. It's not a black or it's not a white thing. It's a common sense thing. None of it made no sense. Like, none of it made no sense. Like, it's a scam. And the thing is, people don't be having no integrity out here. So before we move on to the scorecards and we pull up some highlights, they're going to keep telling you what you want to hear to get your money. Like, this is how it works. And then especially during a pandemic, I understand people got to feed their families and all type of shit like that, but these motherfuckers on YouTube, and trust me, I've been working with them for years. Like, they don't be having no integrity, and I be thinking, and I be looking at these motherfuckers like, y'all know that motherfucker ain't cheating. Y'all really still on here spreading that bullshit off of that black man name, like, and then they try to act like, like they all for him and all that shit. Like, man, motherfuckers is weird. But anyway, let's go look at the scorecards. So, let's go zoom in. Okay, who's this first judge? Let me see, who's this? Dave Moretti. He gave rounds 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to Tyson Fury. Now, of course, those 2 knockdowns were in round 4. Deontay Wilder was knocked down in round 9 and in round, 3. Very exciting fight. Like, that was a really, really good fight. Like, in fact, Deontay Wilder, in my opinion, and I've seen all of his fights that are available to fight, like to watch, like his best performance as a heavyweight, even though he was lunging and all that type of shit, still like a great fight. Well, let me tell you, to touch on it a little bit more, a lot of people, money just dried up with Deontay Wilder. They just lost thousands of dollars of content. You see what I'm saying? So, like, they trying to figure out, like, Wilder brings in, like, a lot of money, bro, on YouTube. So they just lost thousands and thousands of dollars. So, that's a whole different thing. And they're going to try to come up with some more bullshit. The next thing is going to be the slow count. They was trying to do the glove shit yesterday. I don't want to talk about that no more. But anyway, Tim Cheatham gave Fury rounds 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 10. Now, a lot of these rounds were close. Steve Weisfeld gave Fury rounds 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, it's, you can't say that Fury didn't sweep those last rounds. Now, Tim Cheatham has round 9 for Fury, but I believe that was a close round as well. But dude lost, like, But I've never seen something like this with a boxer before. Not even Floyd Mayweather, where like just outlandish. Now Floyd did the whole thing with Pacquiao and drug testing and all that type of stuff. But Pacquiao did say he was scared of needles, but that's a different thing. Wilder's shit was like completely like outlandish, you know? And, you know, with the fact that, in my opinion, he has lost what? Like, how many rounds has it been? How many rounds has he fought against Deontay Wilder? Well, anyway, out of all of those rounds, he probably lost. I mean, he probably won maybe 4 or 5. In my opinion, Wilder lost the first fight, even with the 2 knockdowns. He lost the first fight. I have concerns on wondering, like, damn, is Deontay Wilder going to come back? You know, he's made upwards to about $100 million throughout his career. You know, and I don't like counting people money, but dude, according to purses, like, he's made...
How dare you?
So shit scared me. What up, Donnell? Boxing fans won tonight. Great fight. Let me read that. I feel bad for J-Rock, and I'm not sure what Wilder does after this. Yeah, J-Rock, he's in a worse situation. I mean, he's in a bad situation, not worse than Wilder, because it's like, where does Wilder, like, go from here, you know? And does he have it up here mentally to come back? Because what we've seen from him, he's not going to be... Can he show us that he can move past this Tyson Fury loss? Well, it was a lot riding on him. Like, he had to win. It was a lot riding on that, bro. This was a career match of sorts for both fighters. Let me pull up these highlights for you of the knockout, excuse me. Make sure I get the right one. To me, I feel relieved that it's over. Not because a black man lost. You know how motherfuckers can be. I'm sorry I have to say that. But, like, it's a real big racial divide, especially when you're a black man covering boxing on YouTube. They made it so bad is that if you're not what the group think, and you're on the outside, you know, they're like, oh, you're a coon, you're not with us. But that's how black people work, unfortunately. And, you know, Menard, like, you know, we're not going to talk about that. We're going to leave that alone. But let me pull up this knockdown for you. Knockout, excuse me. I had clipped it out of my DVR. Watch how he hit him with it.
How dare you?
Let me see. Oh, my bad. I didn't read that. Hold on. I didn't see your super chat. Oh, love the channel. M. Lopez, love the channel. Keep it up. Keep going. Thanks, bro. So look, this hook gonna miss. Now, he rolled with it a little bit. Boom. But then this one gonna end him. Oh! That one gonna end him. The reason why I'm doing it like this, I can't let it play all the way through or it'll be copyright. So I gotta clip it. Like he was asleep. Like he really was asleep for a little minute. Because after a while, he just started swinging so wild. Man, shut up, Larkin Sky. Get out of here. You motherfuckers is so dumb. Like, not all, I'm not talking about all of you, but some people just be so, like, just lost in the sauce. Like, fuck out of here. Ooh. And plus, that's why you should never really get too emotionally involved with boxers, bro. Like, people be getting really emotionally involved. Like, you can't cover the sport and then be like emotionally involved. Like, bro, it leads to bad things. Leads to bad things. Let's go to another angle. Go to another angle. Oh, that was early. Oh, here it is. And I kept wondering why when Fury would have him on the ropes, you know, he would hit him with a combination, Wilder would back up against the ropes, and then Fury wouldn't push off and restart the combination. And finally, he did it right here. That uppercut. Oh. And then this one going to end him. He put all of it. Look at him. He was done down there, bro. I got another angle for you, too. Oh, yeah, this is what y'all were talking about when y'all said Andre Ward looked sad? Did Andre Ward flip-flop? Because he was, you know, like slaughtering Wilder for all the excuses before. Yeah, I already knew. We talked about it earlier this week. I said, yo, like, I'm going to catch a whole lot of abuse this weekend if Deontay Wilder loses. Because I was like, listen, I'm going to let him have it. So don't worry. Let it all out. Get it out your system. If you want to abuse me for, you know, what you went through tonight because you're sad that your boy lost, then go ahead, get it out your system. Pull up another clip from some other angles. And we'll listen to the post-fight interview. But, you know, coming into the fight, here's the thing. If you were picking Deontay Wilder, you had to be picking him by knockout because he couldn't outbox Tyson Fury. Now, we saw that he has the ability to drop you, but he couldn't knock out Tyson Fury. So my concern was what's going to happen with Deontay Wilder on the back foot, and he's shown what people have had issues with him before for years is that he can't fight on the back foot. Watch this. Here's another look. Yeah, I used to box years ago. I tried to recently in May of this year, and then I broke my fucking hand. Like, my hand is now officially deformed. Like me being a dickhead, like put the gloves on and not get wrapped, hit somebody right on the top of their head. Yeah, my hand's still like fucked up. I can't turn doorknobs without feeling it. Who asked me that? Yeah, that's what people say though. That's what they be like, you know, you cover boxing, you don't know how to fight. Like, it's always the same thing. I've been doing this for 10 years, guys. 10 years. I've heard this shit all over. Like, bro, my dude was asleep. I've heard it. Like, I've heard it all before. Oh, you're doing it from your mom's basement. I heard all of this shit before, man. All right, I heard it all before. Jeez, Wilder, damn, bro. Oh, shit, like, he was asleep. Let's go back. Can I slow this down? I can. How do I slow this down? I'm not going to be messing around with this too long. Like, bro, look how he hit the ground. Damn, I thought his lips was going to fall off. Like, his lips hit the ground before he did. Like, look. Oh, shit. Like, he fucking hit the... And look, he was gone for a minute. Look, he gone. Look, he's not with us right now. He's not with us right now. Oh, yeah, and I know a lot of people lost money today on Deontay Wilder, so they probably coming in here taking it out on me. Go ahead. Oh, yeah, look, he done. He done. He was done. Ain't no coming back from this right here, man. Ain't no coming back from this right here. Like, I just be covering the fights, man. Damn, bro. And the thing is, it would be different.
How dare you?
Oh, my bad, scared me, man. Shit. It would be different if he lost. Cowgirl, F these guys talking shit. Amazing fight. People making it about race are the ones who liked Wilder. Y'all the racist ones. No one else. Love T Street. Thanks, bro. Yeah, it's like, you know, it would be different, you know, for him. See, here's the thing. You know, my problem is, and you know what? It's you know, it's his problem, really, is that he tarnished his legacy with that shit. Because people going to be like, he made all them excuses and got his ass whipped. Like, bro, you know? Bro. Like, you know? Let's go listen to Tyson Fury's post-fight interview. He's got two of them. One with BT Sport you probably haven't heard here in the States. And we're going to play the one from the pay-per-view here in a minute. But like I said, I'm glad that it's over. Like, you know?
Exceptional. It was unbelievable. I'm going to ask you a question. Did you enjoy it?
I was made for this shit, Steve. Made for it. Proved time and time again that I can never be wrote off. I can never be beaten till I'm down and out.
But it was a better Deontay Wilder tonight. The first couple of rounds, he was smarter. I could see you thinking.
Yeah, you know, I didn't have my best performance, but I pulled it out the bag when it needed to be done.
And what about Wilder's desire to keep getting up? It reminded me of you keep getting up.
It was, and he did keep getting up. but it was that final right hand to the side of the head that finished him.
When you went down, were you hurt more than you were?
Before we continue, by the way, help me out. Please like the video. Let's try to get to 1,000 if we can. That'd be what's up.
In the first fight?
I wasn't hurt, you know, you get hit, you don't feel it, you wake up on the floor, and that's it. But I got up, I was very conscious the whole time, and that was it.
And as you were getting close to the stoppage, were you trying to motion in the referee? Were you looking at the referee or just focusing on Deontay?
Just focusing on Deontay. I was one punch away from knocking him out the whole fight.
And at the end, you went over to see him. What did you say to him?
It did seem that way because I was like, yo, he can stop Deontay Wilder if he turn it up a little bit. But of course, you have to also respect the power of Deontay Wilder.
Just said, well done. And he said, I don't want to show any sportsmanship or respect. I said, no problem.
Is that what he said to you?
Yeah.
Are you surprised by that?
Very surprised. Sore loser, an idiot.
Because you're all about tonight, like I did last.
Yeah, 100%, but he couldn't do it. So I'll pray for him. I'm just thankful that we all get out of the fight in one piece and we go on to our lovely families, and that's it.
Tyson, at what point did you know it was going to be all over? Like, truthfully, don't say yesterday. At what point in the fight did you know it was going to be finished?
I thought it was over when I first clipped him. And then I got caught myself with big shots, again and again, but I was chipping away nice and slowly, body and head, and I thought, you know what, it's only a matter of time before I catch her proper. He was getting weaker and weaker and weaker. The weight didn't help him.
Yeah, those extra pounds.
I thought, you know, and it did happen. I thought that Wilder coming in heavier at 238 pounds, the heaviest of his career, was an issue because I'm thinking, like, what is that for? To put more sting on his shots? Because he should be working on, you know, you would think he would want to stay around the same weight he was before or come in a little lighter and try to box and set up that right hand more. But what I really loved about Wilder is the first couple of rounds, he kept jabbing Tyson Fury to the body in the straight, and Tyson Fury couldn't do nothing. But then round 3 and on, he seems as though to abandon like boxing, like Malik Scott said he was going, like Malik Scott said he was training him not to do, and that Tyson Fury said that he was going to do. In fact, we got the punch stats for you here. I want to know exactly how many punches Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder threw. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up right here because I'm exhausted. We got another half an hour or so left. No, 15 minutes or so. Hold on, pull up the punch stats. Let's go look at this. I'll zoom in for you. Pause it if you have to, but we'll leave it up on the screen for a little while. So let's see. Finally, we got to go to the bottom. Okay. So total punches. 150 landed, 385 thrown by Tyson Fury. Deontay, that's at 39%.
How dare you?
40%. My bad. Let me read that. Let me move that. Do you think Wilder should retire? I don't think he should retire, but I think he will retire. Or that he'll take like some long, crazy like layoff, like 2 years or some shit. He just don't seem as though he mentally has it anymore. But thanks, Bright Owusu, if I'm pronouncing that right, for the super chat. So Wilder, 72 of 385. Now, what's kind of confusing to me is it seemed like more than that, but it says he only landed 11 body shots total. Seemed like it was more than that, right? But if it was those 11, those was those jabs and those straights the early rounds. But that goes to show he was doing good and he just completely abandoned that. Tyson Fury, 19 body shots. So as you can see there, there's over, what is that, a 78 punch difference in punches landed, a 30 punch difference in punches thrown, 385 for Fury, 355 for Deontay Wilder. Jabs, you know, and I wanted Tyson Fury to jab more, but 36 of 117. It says here, Wilder only landed 4 jabs to the body. It seemed like more, doesn't it? It seemed like Deontay Wilder, yeah, I don't really trust CompuBox. I never did. But still, it's a good tool to use. But it seemed like it was more jabs to the body because it says here, Deontay Wilder only did 4. Wilder jabbing to the body looked good playing. But as soon as he got a bit tired, he went back to the old wire trying to land a bomb. Yeah, He was swinging like crazy mad wild. Power punches are anything that's not a jab. 114 of 268 for Fury at 42.5%. 19 of those power punches were to the body. 63 of 253 power punches of Deontay Wilder. Most of them were pretty much, you might as well say, right hands. 7 of them was to the body. I don't know what this means at the bottom. From distance, toe-to-toe, Fury against the ropes, Wilder against the ropes. I don't understand what that means. So, yeah. Oh, wait, one's coming in early from Prada Pierre. Thanks for the super chat. Wilder jab to the body made Tyson stop and reset. And then the 4th round, on one, he stopped. Wilder kept letting Tyson put him in the headlock and lean on him. Yeah, you started noticing that weight started playing a factor, because what he would do is he would lean on Wilder, hook him in, and then push him down. You know, that's a common tactic. I know some casuals going to call it cheating. No, it's boxing. It happens all the time. You know, and a couple of times Deontay Wilder would just go A couple of times Deontay Wilder would just go straight to the knee. Like, you know, I don't really know what the game plan was, and whatever the game plan was, it seems as though it was supposed to be going to the body and then a level change, go up top, but he stopped going to the body. Like, I really don't understand that. That is really confusing to me. Like, why did he stop? But once again, it'd be a mental thing with the boxers in there, you know? I mean, look at fucking, I hate to throw my man under the bus because I don't want to see him go, but look at Ben Simmons. Like, bro, just shoot the fucking ball, you know? Let me see if we have anything interesting that popped up on social media, any type of controversy. Because right now, people are having a hard time. How dare you? Meaning the, let me read that too. Meaning the Deontay Wilder fanatical radicals. There's nothing wrong with being a Deontay Wilder fan. But when you're a fanatical radical, then we have a problem. Another super chat. Longtime fan of the channel, was a great man. Thanks, I gave him $1. Oh, yeah, I remember you. Let me go check, man, and see, you know, because people losing their shit, bro. So if you don't know, the winner, I know I had to keep repeating the same thing over and over again, but the winner of this, well, now it's Fury, is likely going to fight the winner of Dillian Whyte, Ottawa-Lean, which is going to be taking place on the Zone on October the 30th. Ottawa-Lean, as you know, fought Tyson Fury, cut Tyson Fury eye up really bad, almost put an end to the Fury versus Wilder 2 fight for a little while, because I believe that Wallin would have got the win because it was after the rounds anyway. Wallin and Dillian Whyte are going to fight October the 30th. I'm not confident Dillian Whyte wins. We can fuck around and get Tyson Fury versus Wallin too. Like, for real, for real. Now, Alexander Usyk, who defeated Anthony Joshua, they're going to be fighting again. Anthony Joshua is not stepping aside. It's looking like, listen, my prediction is April, May, or March. Eddie Hearn's saying February. February, March. I'm saying April, May, June, excuse me. And then we can have an undisputed champion in boxing. No rematch clauses, no nothing more left. We can have an undisputed champion in September, October, November, December of next year, finally. Meaning undisputed, the first of the 4-belt era for a heavyweight champion that's holding the WBC, which Tyson Fury have. I think Alexander Usyk is going to defeat Anthony Joshua again. I don't know what Anthony Joshua was thinking to go out there and try to outbox Alexander Usyk, but hey, you know. Also, I do feel that Tyson Fury should lose some weight, right? You know, Tyson Fury, let me tell you something. He has so many different styles to him, and he's not one known to gas out, but I do think he should lose a little bit of weight, you know, because it's like you're getting older now as a fighter. And I'm just like, bro, you know, I didn't like the style that he had, especially when he was getting caught, you know, with the short shit by Deontay Wilder. You know, it was a little scary. But anyway, let me see if anything new popped up. Damn, Deontay. Like, what does he really do next? I mean, come back, fight Andy Ruiz? Andy Ruiz will probably ice him, but he can ice Andy Ruiz. Like, here's the thing. You know, I'm not confident, you know, to say that Deontay Wilder can mentally come back from this. Because look how he handled the second fight, his first defeat. I mean, losing to Tyson Fury, the second fight after. Everything that came up, all the, first the suit, being too heavy. This time he just wore a regular robe. That's what's up. In fact, let me see if we can pull that up for you. See if they have that clip up yet. If anybody didn't see his ring attire. I didn't really get a chance to analyze it. There was a couple of rope-a-dopes this week. Here we are. We got his ring attire here if anybody want to see it. Hold on, it's coming up in a minute. I don't think Ruiz is a good fight for Deontay Wilder too, especially on the inside. Ruiz is sharp on the inside. Here's his ring attire for those who didn't see it. Regular shit, I liked it. Just regular robe, no batteries and, all that shit and potion pouches and what is it? Alchemy and necromancer tools and shit. Talking about some Black History Month. But yeah, the heavyweight division, man, it's kind of like the Game of Thrones a little bit. And now with Deontay Wilder losing twice and Anthony Joshua losing twice, them dudes should have fought. But hey, we're not going to live in the past. Now, who is like left? You got Usyk, Tyson Fury. We're talking about like the top like guys, Like it's a process of elimination. These guys are eliminating each other. I think Usyk beats Tyson. Tyson too slow now. I don't know about that though. Tyson, listen, I don't know about that. I haven't made my decision on Usyk and Tyson Fury yet. It would be a hell of a fight. I haven't made my decision yet though. But here's the movers and shakers right now. Let's do our top 5 heavyweights before we bounce. Let's see. I am going to go with, Tyson Fury's number 1. Alexander Usyk's number 2. Now you have to say Dylan White's number 3. Now, I'm going to remove Deontay Wilder. He's lost from my top 5. He's lost 2 straight fights. And we don't know when he's coming back. So I got Tyson Fury number 1, Usyk number 2, Dylan White. You got Joshua there. Where do you put Joshua? I think Joshua has to be number 3. So I got Tyson Fury number 1, Usyk number 2, Joshua number 3, Dylan White number 4, and who am I going to give number 5 to? Now I'm scraping Deontay Wilder off the list. So this is my list. So who are we going to give that to? Andy Ruiz, but he only had 1 fight since losing to Anthony Joshua, and that was against Chris Arreola of all people, his last fight. And he went life and death with him. How dare you? So it's kind of hard, Y'all still saying he the king? What was that super chat? Let me read that. And still the king. You talking about some King Fury? The Gypsy King? You got Usyk number 1? I can see how people can have Usyk number 1, but I don't know. Man. He was undisputed. But, I guess we have to look at it like it is, man, because we may not see Deontay Wilder again. And if we come back, it might be like 2 years. Like, is the mystique of Deontay Wilder, put it this way, if Deontay Wilder was to come back in like a year or 2, are you going to be like, yo, like I'm hype as shit? Like Deontay Wilder is going to come back to take the throne. Can you see him get back to the top level? Because guess what? There's no more rematch clauses. There's nothing. He has to earn his way back to a title shot. That means fight again, then have an eliminator. Like, bro, I don't know. Man. By the way, to quickly wrap up the card, I was disappointed in the F.A. Ajagba versus Frank Sanchez fight, but nonetheless, shout out to Frank Sanchez. I think a lot predicted him to win. F.A. Ajagba at, 26 years old, still green, still has some things to work on. Adam Kownacki, I predicted, that Robert Helenius was the win. I was never really high on Adam Kownacki, though, for real. The Jared Anderson fight, I didn't cover that fight, meaning I didn't do a post-fight video because that was like a more so like stay busy-ish type fight, like build up prospect fringe contender. I must go ahead and say I was never high on Edgar Berlanga either. You know, and as he's stepping up in competition against Damon Nicholson, Desmond was Damon, I forgot. And I interviewed him before in the past, and Lord knows, no disrespect, but he won his first 8 with him. Then tonight he fights an opponent that, you know, had, you know, Billy Joe Saunders was having issues with before he had to get a stoppage, needed a stoppage, and he got put on his ass. Edgar Berlanga, he still needs to grow. He's only 24 years old, so they need to really dial him back, take their time with him. All that Canelo talk, David Benavidez talk, cut that shit out, bro. Tonight, your stock has dropped. It's time, like, all right, you know, start building him back up. And the J-Rock Williams loss, now that's a big, huge loss. He fought on the prelims, him and Edgar Berlanga, leading into the pay-per-view. That was a big loss. And another thing, another question is, like, Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua really doesn't faze me anymore. However, Anthony Joshua can do a better job than Deontay Wilder, though, you know, in my opinion. So imagine if this was AJ in there tonight, you know, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I have concerns. But thank you guys for watching. Take your time out, like the video, subscribe. I've been here covering boxing since about 3, 4 p.m., you know, 5 p.m. Eastern. It is now almost 3 o'clock in the morning. I got to get away from here. We're going to retouch on all of this on Monday in the stream, you know, because usually Monday, Tuesdays, that's the sweet spot after a fight. That's when like all the other news comes out and everything. And don't be surprised, and we'll be here streaming it if they do, that Tyson Fury is going to have a press conference likely before he leaves to go back home to the UK. So that can be, listen, last time they did one on Sunday, so it can be tomorrow or today since it's after 2 o'clock. You know, so don't be surprised if we're going to be here streaming and hearing from Tyson Fury again. And I can't wait to go take a shower, take my dog out, and lay on my couch and put on my little crime documentaries and start scrolling on Twitter and seeing what these assholes are coming up with. By the way, here's my Twitter page if anyone's interested. I can't wait to get to scrolling on social media. It's T Street Controversy. I'm gonna put it down below. It's that's right there in the chat. Boom, hold up, me pin that to the top. I can't wait to see what these dudes are talking. I can't wait to go to Boxing Ego channel. I can't wait to go to motherfucking Blue Blood channel. I can't wait to go to who else? That Aki dude's channel, Champ Side 78. Yeah, I watch all of them motherfuckers. I'm subscribed. I want them to know I'll be watching that shit. I've been hearing all that shit they've been talking. I can't wait. You know they lost thousands of dollars, right? You know they lost like so much money because they built their channels over the last year around Deontay Wilder content. You know, we all YouTubers, we like to have our, you know, I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm going to get the scrolling, fanning. I'm going to get the scrolling. I'm going to be in the comments. They all got me blocked though. But, you know, I can't wait to hear what they're coming up with. Oh, the gloves. Oh, the long count. Oh, he was too fat. He was doing illegal holding maneuvers. Fuck out of here. I can't wait. Anyway, I'm T Street Controversy with Fight View 360.